Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Nasha Sherman in for Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. Let's get right over to Next Weather Chief Meteorologist and Hurricane Specialist Ivan Cabrera. You've got your hands full.
So
Ivan.
we've got two names now, incredibly, right, for this time of year to come out of the central and eastern Atlantic. In fact, there we have a Bret tropical storm that is impacting with the Lesser Antilles right now. We'll get to Cindy, newly formed as of the 11 p.m. advisory. It's been designated as a tropical storm, so the winds are up. 60-mile-an-hour winds. Look at Bret. Bret is a mess right now. I mean, there's some strong thunderstorms to the east of the center, but this just, right, you look at it, does not look like a typical tropical system. Starting to feel that shear, and it's only going to get worse for Bret. Now, we do have some heavy rain bands that are going to continue moving through the islands for tonight. They'll be accompanied by some gusty winds, no question about that. And then Bret is going to book and continue moving towards the west. St. Lucia has dropped their hurricane watch. Remember this morning, winds came up a little bit. They, went very safe and went with that, but now they've dropped it. Obviously, seeing what we're seeing here with Bret at 60 miles an hour, and there is the forecast as it continues moving to the west over the next several days. If it makes it this far, it's doing well, because at that point, strong shear is going to tear it apart, and we're looking at a storm that's going to be dissipating. So there is Cindy, newly formed, a little pocket, a burst of convection, and we'll see about Cindy here. But again, 40-mile-an-hour winds, so up from 35. That just designates it specifically a tropical storm from a tropical depression. The forecast has not changed. This is still going to stay a tropical storm, not a hurricane, and it's going to encounter two things: that strong wind shear, but that wind is also going to be pushing it in a northerly direction, eventually pushing it out. And look what the Hurricane Center does here. Post-tropical by the time we get into Tuesday. It's going to be a remnant low, and it's not going to be bothering anyone at this point here. So good news on that. I'll leave you a Next Radar Network. We're not looking for much in the way of rainfall in the morning, but I think by the afternoon, our rain chances are going to come up. In fact, I have them up to 60%. We'll talk about the timing, because the weekend still looks good, but we'll have to dodge thunderstorms as we do typically this time of year. I'll see you in a few minutes.